What's up, everybody? Welcome to this fine-ass evening of Counter-Strike. We have got another lower bracket matchup on the cards. It is going to be DNMK versus WRG, a straight fire game. It's between two straight fire teams. Nick, one of them is going home in 5th and 6th position, while the other secures a spot in the top 4. Both of these teams are desperately going to be wanting to make the top 4 as well, by the way. So this one's got it written all over it. It's going to be a banger. What are you feeling about the game, bro?
I mean, if anything, it's going to be super one-sided. One team is going to absolutely demolish the team. 2-0, quick and done. We finished before 9 o'clock. That's exactly what's going to happen. I've actually written the script. I've come back from the future, and I'm foretelling everything that's going to be said. But in all honesty, WRG, firepower upon firepower upon firepower. DNMK, they've been in and around the top for a hot minute. Yeah. And I mean, I think they fancy themselves in the low bracket. Sinister 5 is going to be the team in which either of these two teams, ever wins between the two, will face against. In all honesty, I think WRG and DNMK going into that series, they could honestly be decided as favorites in the lower brackets.
Absolutely. I mean, both of these teams, whoever wins tonight, will feel like they have what it takes to go all the way to the lower bracket final, right? Where they'll play against the loser of ATK versus Goliath. So you're spot on. I agree with you. Both these teams want to continue to make a run here. It's not like we have like a, like an XD or an Akasi or something like that where the team would be super content with the run that they've made already. Like, both of these teams are going to want to go further. So there's going to be some heartbreak tonight on the server. Let's also not forget, Nick, that both that was a good one.
Let's let it in there.
Let's not forget though that both of these teams also lost their respective ESCA matches last night in the semi-finals. DNMK lost out to Goliath Gaming and WRG got thumped by ATK. So there's going to be a bit of hurt, right? Like, they're both out of that competition and out of that event now, and both of them are on their last life here in Evesports EGL One Season 2. So whoever loses tonight is going to have been eliminated from ESCA last night, eliminated from EGL One Season 2 as well, and all of a sudden it's like, boys, we've got so much free time now. So big game for both of these teams tonight.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely going to be extremely sore, because if you look at the first half of the year, you'd obviously put Evesports as well as ESCA as being probably the two biggest tournaments, if not the two biggest tournaments early in this half of the year. And these two teams, they're in the conversation to take the #1 spot when ATK leaves. So the fact that theoretically they can't even show up, let alone make a late run, they can't show up in these big tournaments in the first half of the year, then what's the mentality going like after ATK leaves? Then we're going to see between these two teams, I think, obviously throwing Goliath into the mix and definitely Sinister 5, the teams Bravado that are still the teams that are still alive in the tournament. Obviously Bravado didn't even form before the tournament started. But I mean, coming into this matchup, surely either of these two teams, they want to take it. They want to take it the distance. They want to face either Goliath, ATK in the lower bracket final, and they want to take it the distance, as you said, because of the ESCA heartbreak of last night.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I need to stop saying that word, dude. Cut it out.
The problem is, like, the seed gets planted, and then your brain, it just like works against you, because every time you need that adjective, it's just going to throw that one into your mind. So yeah, it's a struggle, bro. It's a struggle. So let's talk a little bit about maps tonight. We've got, of course, best of 3 lower bracket here. So kicking off the series is going to be Mirage, which was picked by DNMK. After that, we have Vertigo picked by WRG, of course, and then we're going to have Inferno as the decider. So it's an exciting map pool that we have ahead of us tonight.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think all these maps are pretty. I think both teams are pretty well read on both these maps. I mean, the bans are expected. DNMK and WRG both dropped Nuke and Overpass respectively. That's been the insta bans that have been happening throughout the first half of this year. One thing that we actually haven't picked up on is DNMK have been a full 5 for a lot longer than WRG have. I mean, you think about the recent roster change, Falls and Awesome coming in has been relatively recent compared to the fact of DNMK, who have been together since VS, even before the end last year.
Doru replaced the man. And that was when BVD was formed, which was in about Feb, I think. So it's been about like 2 months, I think, that Doru's been in DNMK, maybe around then. So the roster changes might have actually happened in a similar period, but there was more of a change.
Slipped my mind.
That's fine, but there was more of a change for WRG, of course, like bringing in 2 new players, and recently before that, they brought Zox into the mix as well. So like the team has been completely shifting and changing over the past few months. So you're definitely onto something there. The core of DNMK have been together a lot longer. The 4 players have been together a lot longer than the side on WRG. I want to talk a bit about WRG though, Nick, because I feel like a lot of people I don't know, kind of not. I don't want to say like writing this roster off, but a lot of people are shorting them. They're thinking that they don't really have what it takes to be at the top in the country. And man, I think that those people are going to get some like big surprises in the next few months. This team just needs some time to. They've got like some uncut, uncrafted diamonds that they just need to really polish and get into the right shape. When these players start feeling comfortable and they really start finding their game and their footing and the systems and the protocols all start taking effect, I actually think this WRG team has what it takes to be one of the best in the country. So I just want to tell people, like, you know, don't sleep on this team, man. This team has what it takes to be very good.
Yeah, I definitely think WRG's completely the opposite of being a team that should just be swept under the carpet. And when 8K leave, I mean, I seem to bring it up super often, but it's just the way it is right now on the scene right now. Obviously, 8K have absolutely dominated, and when they leave, it's going to be free reign for that number one spot sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if WRG aren't thrown in that conversation, it's honestly just disrespectful to them, because they need to be. If you look at the caliber of their players, PND being extremely experienced, he's going to be leading the pack, and then the young guns of Zox and Falls, as well as the straight up firepower of Destroyed and Awesome. I mean, as a full five, they've got all the pieces they need to do together. I just think it's a little bit of extra time, a little couple more tournaments, couple more officials, grind out the scrims a lot more, and start adding to your maps. And the next thing you know, WRG will be in the conversation for top 3 in the country, without a doubt in my mind. And I think tonight could be the first stake in that, because DNMK, they've looked a bit shaky recently. We've spoken about them losing games and etc. etc. And I think tonight is possibly when WRG can cause an upset, if you can call it that.
Yeah, well, it feels like with this WRG team, they just needed that flick to switch. Like, they just need that last piece to click in, and then they're going to become like the Titans we all know they're capable of being. I completely agree with you, though. They have what it takes to be top 3 in the country, no doubt in my mind. I just hope that they give it the time, right? That they actually that they don't sort of lose hope in the project too soon. Maybe just because they're late bloomers, you know, that's not the end of the world. What really matters is the long term. So I hope that they do give it time and really, you know, take the proper amount of duration to figure things out and get it properly resolved. Let's talk a bit more about DNMK now. As you mentioned, they've looked a little bit shaky recently. I think that you're onto something there. I mean, they've been like hot and cold. They've got some of the best aimers in the country, like so much firepower, especially through Doru and Divo. And then, of course, Kani as well, always pinpoint. And it just feels like they're not at the level that we all know they can perform at as consistently as they should be.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to say they've necessarily hit a plateau, because I don't think that's the case. I think they've, in all honesty, they've probably been underperforming a little bit recently. I don't know if that's
not much. It's just because we know that they have a high standard, right?
Yeah,
we're holding them to like a really high standard right now. So it's not like we're, you know, taking a dump on them. We're actually just trying to hold them to like best in the country type of level. We're holding
them to second at the biggest tournament of the year sort of standard.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I definitely think that they've been out of form, I think is the best way to put it. I think that obviously every team goes through peaks and troughs, and I think it's all about resilience and getting through this next stage. And then we know the team DNMK can be, right? We know the firepower that they have. We know the ability that they can have in the server. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of time until they show what they are capable of.
Yeah. Talking a bit more about Mirage, because we're going to be jumping... Oh, we're in the pistol round already. I keep doing this. I always minimize. I look at your beautiful face while we talk to one another, and then I miss the pistol round. But not going to be missing too much of it. Mirage is the name of the game, picked by DNMK, a map that I wouldn't say has been a part of their arsenal for too long, but certainly shown some prolific form of it in recent times. And they find themselves on the T side right now, and middle control is the name of the game. My god, so I headshots. Doru and Kani opening things up. Doru adds a second. It's actually all on Awesome right now to try salvage the situation for WRG. He's going to find 2 quick picks, and now he's the only player remaining. I mean, this is still potentially doable because the bomb's dropped in front of him. So DNMK, they have to take these fights, but thankfully for them, Awesome misses a plethora of shots, and he's going to go down. So it's DNMK who draw first blood.
I mean, what a way to start the series, right? Just starting things off fast. It was pretty convincing pistol round, all things considered. Just a couple of mishaps under Bulk. No one cleared Awesome. Obviously, you'd expect kill one player towards Ticket. You assume they're playing retake. However, Awesome was the snake in the grass. He got 2 frags, but ultimately unable to finish off the round. But it's going to be a force right back from WRG. Awesome's already got a rifle. They've got they've got 3 ops and a scout on the on the board right now. So I mean,
Nick, I'm buying into your rifle UMP, but that's a bit of a stretch. We go with pocket orb at best. Or Nexus. Or Nexus.
One shot, one kill.
Get absolutely destroyed, Nexus. Oh my god. That was nasty. That's an AK as well, by the way, and that's potentially retrievable a bit later on in the round. You can see Destroy's already thinking about it. He's like licking his lips. He's like, yeah, I want that AK. We'll see if Heartbreak trades up. No, he's got the Mac 10. No, he gets the same treatment. Zox has been shooting his 1,000 bots a day, Nick. Adoru as well, by the looks of his accuracy. He actually gets tagged through the ticket box by Falls. This guy is great on the scouts, and he's already putting on a bit of a display. But Doru evens out the numbers, and when you consider the weaponry right now, it's DNMK who have the advantage in the round. But they still have a job to do here, Nick.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough one at that. They have smoked off CT, and they are going to get the bomb down, planted inverse of default. However, Falls could be the snake in the grass towards CT. He's already peppered a couple bullets to the scouts, and Doru's down to 8 HP, so that's something to keep in mind. And it does seem like PND is being unaccounted for towards Con, but Divo might have his wits about. He looks back just in perfect time and takes his head off, and now it's changed. Now it's in DNMK's favor. However, Falls gets one back, but Divo, oh my goodness, he's feeling it. I swear Mirage is this man's map.
Oh, absolutely. This guy is downright disgusting on Mirage. And it's just Falls looking to inflict a bit of extra damage at this point. I mean, even if he tried to save through CT, I wouldn't mind that, but he's going to go down to Kani's Mac 10. Let's not forget that DNMK played against Sinister 5 on this map recently in their VS series. And the DNMK actually lost 2-1, but the map that they did win was a 16-2 win on Mirage. Divo goes 24-2.
Or like I swear,
So,
like
I mean,
each player has their own map that they feel like they've been born and bred on, and I feel like Divo, he just feels comfortable. I swear, I'm not speaking for him. He looks comfortable on Mirage. It just looks like he's comfortable in the positions he plays, the aim fights he takes, and I think Divo could be the X factor tonight. If you look at the difference between the two teams, I mean, if Awesome pops off, if Divo pops off, who's got the more firepower? I think it's extremely similar. I think it's pretty much similar across the board, pretty much. And I think if Divo pops off, then I think WRG are going to have a real rough time. And who's going to have a rough time is Divo getting headshotted by Zox in this round.
Yeah, I just want to elaborate on that point you made a little bit there. I think that you could actually, outside of ATK, I actually think, and maybe now that Goliath have, you know, benched Zip in favor of Massacre for the time being, I think you could make a point for WRG actually having like the most firepower in a team. I think it's just like their structure and their protocols that kind of lets them down, and the synergy within this unit. It's a very young team as well. But when you look at firepower, pound for pound, like this WRG team is straight fire, man. All four of the individuals, Destroyed, Zox, Falls, and Awesome, can pretty much go toe-to-toe with anybody in the country when they're at the top of their game. Of course, PND, you know, the guy who's pulling the strings, isn't as prolific when it comes to the fragging department. But all four of those other guys, they're super cracked when they're on their day. It's just about reaching that level more consistently.
Yeah, I mean, one player that had a bit of an underwhelming performance, all things considered, last night was Kani. He just seemed to not show up in the server, and I think Kani's could be one of the scariest players on the server. Like, we speak about firepower, and I think Kanye, when he pops off, he's literally the player that's going to run out B apps for when he's defaulting as a T, get 2 like frags with the AK, and then next thing you know, B bomb sites open, sort of thing. So I think Kanye is also a bit of a sleeper. He's not really a sleeper. He's completely the opposite. I think anyone looks at this DNMK roster is like, yo, Kanye's a scary one. Of course, alongside Doru. Plethora of experience. He's played with WRG in the past. He played with Big 5, and then ultimately with ATK. And I mean, solid player. And both of these teams super solid. But it's the first gun round, Matt. It's the first gun round. Yeah,
here we go. This is what we're waiting for. The bread and butter. Looking to get WRG on the board here. CT side. DNMK's map pick, of course, going to just reiterate that once again. But WRG, they're going to want to make a bit of a stand here on the CT side. Looks like we've got a quick beast burst coming in here. Divo inspecting his weapon as he flies around the corner up Cat. He's catching bullets through the smoke, which is actually going to slow him down. But Heartbreak, he capitalizes that as he finds the frag. And Divo, pinpoint accuracy from him as he pops PND's brain. And, I mean, this could be the save called from the get-go here. You still have the open play, you've got the rifles, the kits. I don't even think having a go at this is worth it right now for WRG. You cut your losses, take these weapons into the next round, but it looks like they're going to be hanging around and considering to have a crack at this. Divo, my god, just decimates any hope that was left on the table as he finds the double kill. And now Falls is going to look to take this weapon into the next round.
Dude, it's the Golden Chalice again. It's Zox again. He just wants the AK, poor man.
Oh,
nice shot from Falls.
Yeah, going to look to add a few more to the time. He doesn't expect Kanye to be so close to us, even though he gets one, he'll still go down. I love that, though. I really love to see such quick strats when you've won the pistol round and the following 2 rounds afterwards. I love seeing that super aggressive first gun round, man.
Yeah, I think there's definitely two trains of thought. Like first gun round, take it slow, bleed out the utility, etc., etc. But then it's the opposite, where you know they don't have a lot of util. You know they're going to be stressed as the first gun round of the game. You know it's extremely important. So just put the hammer down, just take the fight to them, and that's exactly what DNMK did, and it worked to really, really good effect. Yes, a couple players fell in the post plant, but in all honesty, all they were doing was hunting down the AVP, and next thing you know, DNMK 4, possibly 5-0 up after this, and they're looking really solid as the first couple of rounds go past on Mirage.
I mean, obviously we don't like make, you know, too deep of a reading on what we can expect for the night based off the first 4 rounds. But DNMK, they've pitched up already here on the server on Mirage, right? Like, we've seen all 5 individuals already have an impact in their own regard. Nexus has picked up a 2-piece now towards ramp. We've seen everybody else also have an impact. Like, everyone's, it has arrived. As for WRG, yes, it's definitely early days. Like I said, we're not going to be reading into this too much at all. But they need to start just hitting their shots and mounting up a bit of a defense. Yeah, awesome. He adds 1 to the tally, but not going to be changing the course of this round.
Doe is being an absolute menace over towards A. I'm going to say that right now.
Did he come out of Palace again?
Yeah, the pistol round, he got a couple frags.
Yeah.
First gun round, obviously, they grouped 5 towards B pretty much. But, I mean, I think that's going to be extremely, extremely important because the lurk that you have pretty much on any map, but I think Doe is definitely a player who reads the game exceptionally well. And if you have a strong lurker, and especially on a map like Mirage, like there's nothing worse than you're chilling triple, guys that are coming in B and you're like, okay, let me rotate, and then you get shot in the back of the head. It's super
100%.
tilting. Absolutely tilting. And I think Doe is one of the players who, every round, WLG are going to be, okay, guys, Doe could be Palace, Shani could be Ram.
Yeah.
Let's watch out for that.
I mean, it's almost a bit predictable because you know that you're gonna have Kani lurking on the opposite side of the map, right? Like he's an apps every round, and then you've got Doru, the Rample Palace, and then you've got the trio of Nexus, Heartbreak, and Divo who are sort of working around as the nucleus around the map. So think about how many options it leaves on the table for DNMK when they play that default, because both Divo and Kani are constantly reading the round and making individual decisions, which in turn gives the team certain opportunities to work off of.
Yeah, I think it's going to be super interesting how this map plays out. And again, DNMK, they're just going to go for this 5-man B lean, pretty much all 5 players grouping up towards apps. And it seems like they're going to do exactly what they did in the first gun round, just group up, throw an exec together, and see how this map this turns out. Kani's going to throw the left side pillar smoke. He's probably just going to lurk towards mid. And the right side and window smoke is going to be thrown out, which means the B site rather, is going to be the site in the question.
Oh, the molly. Okay, thankfully the smoke is going to extinguish it. Nexus threw that into his buddy's back. PND looking to get up close to the smoke. It's got a very tight angle here, but it looks like DNMK are reconsidering their options. I wonder if PND's heard this or not. Still holding this off angle right now. He knows that Nexus is in the vicinity. Oh my god, he times the peak, but Nexus destroys him. And Heartbreak finds a frag onto Zox as well. Finally, Destroyed comes back with the multi-kill, but it's just going to be the 2 kills before he gets traded out. And it's now the B bomb side firmly in control of WRG. Falls left to his own devices here. Looking to channel his inner device in this 1 versus 2.
Yeah, just a bit of an overextension for PND and apps there. I mean, you've essentially stopped the hit. You've used a smoke and a flashbang to stop a full exit coming out from the T side. Bit of an overextension, but falls. Oh.
Yeah, had the angle there.
So does he win this? I don't think. I think he knows. He knows that the T's know where he is. So I think he's got to get out, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think the only way he wins that is if he lands that immediate shot on Divo, and then he can look to try and find the remaining player. I think maybe what happened with PND, I didn't see it play out in its entirety. I think they mollied Plat, so he was forced to push forward then.
Push forward. Okay.
Yeah. I might be wrong, but I think that's what happened. So 6-0 though, Nick. That was another gun round that's gone astray for WRG. As we say, not the end of the world at this point, but things starting to spiral, and they need to put a stop to it, and they're going to buy straight back into this round. Lose this, and that's when things start to look a little bit like they're getting out of control.
Yeah, and I mean, when we talk about a momentum-based team, I'm pretty sure DNMK is possibly one of the first that come to mind, and WRG looks like they've got the wrong read. They've sent 3 people over towards the B sides, and there's 2 people in the A sides, or actually 1 rather. The other one's going to get stuck behind a CT smoke, so that means Destroyed. He's got to fight to the death in the sides, and he can't get anything done. His head is ripped off by Nexus, so now 2 CT players stuck behind a smoke, and PND is going to try and get something done through a smoke. 1, he almost gets a second, but he gets traded out by Heartbreak.
That would have been the planter as well, so it's unfortunate that that kill doesn't come to fruition. Now WRG are going to have to look to make the retake happen with a very one-dimensional setup. All three players are going to be coming from CT. They do have util, however. 3 smokes, a molly, a flash, and a nade. So smoke off Palace, smoke off Ramp, smoke off the bomb if you so please. And Falls has given them the entry they need to get things rolling right now as they start making their way into the safe bomb site. Time's ticking, but they've got the kits. Awesome's added another one to the tally. Falls. Well, why not just drop a second smoke onto the bomb as well? That doubles it up, right? Heartbreak is flashed out. He's trying to desperately spray down, but he's not going to be connecting. In fact, it's Zox who connects on his shots. The defuse is stuck in the smoke, and WRG are on the board.
Oh, it's super rough. I don't know if Diver had any utility or where the player on, because I saw one player from DNMK had quite a bit of utility. So I think if you're in Diver's shoes, call for someone to smoke the mollo if possible. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, so maybe someone was not even close to smoke the molly that lands on his feet. But I think him losing his life there effectively allowed WRG to win the round. They flushed that player out. They got the frag on towards Sandwich. Last 2 players over towards Ramp. Easy pickings for WRG, and that's easy pickings for Kani. Awesome.
Yeah.
His head is ripped off, and now PND is the last player in the question.
Oh, man, the double spray down, and that looked crazy on my screen as well because I didn't have the crosshair. So it's like just spraying without any direction. He gets both of them, and it's actually left his teammates in a winnable position. Again, now the communication in the WRG camp is going to be about how they make this retake happen. Who's taking first contact? Who's swinging off the back of that? Who's throwing what util? And it needs to be concise information, but Doru's going to be flustering them with that kill. Falls trying to use a cheeky angle to find an opening kill with the AWP, and he does as well as destroyed. Now it's just Doru left with the AWP. And they know exactly where he is, by the way. There's smokes and plenty kits as well. All of a sudden, this is swung massively into WRG's favor. Oh, Doru hits the no-scope from hell, but it's not going to be enough as his body burns in the remaining flames, and WRG string their second together, but by the string of their teeth. Or rather, the skin of their teeth.
The skin of their teeth, yeah. Super unlucky there. Just, look, the post plants just seem 2 rounds in a row. The post plants just not going DNMK's way. WRG 2 solid retakes and affording themselves 2 solid rounds at that. But with that being said, their economy's on the ropes. They've got to make this anti-eco as clean as possible. And it's going to be a fast con. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
What's going on here?
Are they aware of this? It doesn't look like WRG are considering this just yet. Nobody's aware of this. Doru's going to find the first. Zox turns, but he just fits into the Desert Eagle. Oh my god, Destroyed gets one, and he receives the same treatment. These DNMK players are cracked right now on these weapons, man. Headshots across the board, and that's round over. You get yourselves out of there, PND, and Awesome. You have no business in hanging around right now.
Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, there's armor, there's saved rifles. If he gets Heartbreak, then it certainly sets them in motion. PND is spotted out 1 towards triple, but Heartbreak is farming the information right now. Kani been taken down. This is getting slightly interesting because there is util here as well. And Awesome spotted out Doru, and he's going to try and allow PND to get in the act, but Doru's going to take him down. Heartbreak left in the 1v1. Going to get smoked off. In fact, the bomb's not planted for him. PND's run out of time, though. I think
there was a kit on the floor right in front of him that he could have picked up, and he could have... I don't know.
Was it in the smoke?
No, it was genuinely right in front of default.
I was watching Heartbreak. Okay, that's unlucky, man.
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was Palace. Maybe he thought he had no chance of sticking the defuse, but I think PND was just caught into... Maybe what could have happened is he could have actually missed the kit, then it got calmed. That's why he turned back. I think that's probably one of the most likely decisions, but that's why, kids, if you've got the full sights and you've got a teammate in jungle, don't plant defaults. It's bad for you. It's bad for your health, I promise.
That's it. You heard it from Dr. Nick, everybody. Eco round now for WRG, because even though they won those 2 consecutive rounds, in the second round that they won, they hemorrhaged damage. They lost 4 players, so now they have to make up for that by saving, and they're being farmed right now. Daddy Kani is planting them in the ground, watering them, and growing his baby WRGs.
That's an interesting analogy.
I don't know, growing his rabbits or something. Yeah, 8-2.
Yeah, Trevor's just sitting there on his chair that he swivels around on a daily basis when there's the lights are a bit dim, stroking his baby WRGs.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's exactly it. He's going to hopefully keep them. He's hoping to keep them in his pocket for the rest of the game as well. But
nice
we'll
and
see.
Warm and fuzzy.
When he empties his pockets later, we'll see if WRG come out or not. Looks like it's going to be a B-rush though. This guy's going to be flying straight out of apps. Nexus smokes 1 molly, and he's going to be taking point. The entry man taking not only point, but taking the frags as well. 2 kills on the entry, 1 point of health left to tell the tale. Call him the hero, call the round. WRG saving again. I mean, this is a pretty quick fire T-side coming out of DNMK right now, Nick. They are putting pedal to the metal, and it's looking good. They're dominating the affair right now here on Mirage.
Yeah, it's looking really good. I think they're just ultimately feeling their aim. I think that's one of the contributing factors. Nexus running into B there gets 2 extremely fast frags. I think he just spotted the play over towards Van's head, so he like did a bit of a continuation space sort of thing, then got a third on top of that. Yeah. So Nexus is looking real hot tonight. I think he's one of the players which I think slips under the radar. He's more of a support player. You're not really expecting him to put up 25 plus frags a game, but when he does, that's when you know DNMK are absolutely feeling it. And right now, they're 9-2 up, and we spoke about the 16-2 they won the other day, and hopefully it doesn't go the same way for WRG's sake.
I mean, it's not looking like it's outside of the realm of possibility, right? Because they're certainly looking straight fire at the moment. DNMK have been bossing this affair up until this point. And the thing about WRG is, for me, they've always looked the best when they've gotten off to a good start. Like it seems like sometimes they can get a little bit flustered and then overwhelmed, and that could be a symptom of the fact that they have a very young team as well. So emotionally, they don't have complete control just yet. But that comes with experience, right? That comes through overcoming challenges and working through difficult situations. So once you come out on the other side, you're a better version of yourself. So just all about dealing with the highs and the lows, the ebbs and the flows, and WRG just have to keep fighting.
Yeah, without a doubt, and it does look like this round is possibly going to be in DNMK's favor due to the fact that WRG are primarily on pistols and Destroyed's already been put in a grave. Yeah. Oh my goodness, these men are feeling their aim. Oh my.
Again, it's a quick round, man. Not slowing down at all. Nexus flashing himself into CT, and he gets robbed from both of the frags as well. Oh, Dory, you dirty dog. You hate to see it.
That actually reminds me of Elige when he's playing against Virtus Pro, and he runs up Dust 2, he gets 4 kills with the USP, and the cost is like, oh my goodness, nice ace. And then you realize, look at the top left, Stewie's taken his last kill. Then it's like, oh.
Did you actually see the comms that Elige released on that?
Today.
And Stewie's like, get the ace, and then he started. It's like, Stewie, you a dog. Oh, a quick round there again from DNMK. Then he can just put the foot on the throat right now of WRG with just outright aggression and domination, but WRG have looked to stand tall up until this point in this round. Bomb plant will be coming through, but it's going to be a man advantage here. A rare situation WRG find themselves in, considering how this half has played out so far. They've got the advantage to work with to make this retake happen. They've got the 3 smokes, they've got the molly, they've got the flash, they've got the kit. Everything they could hope for to make this work. If they lose this round, could be the end of the map. Might be a stretch, but not far from it at least. And now they get the retake kicked off. Second smoke going into Palace. They need a combo. Who's smoking off where? Flash over the top. Nexus loses his life. Now it's on Doru and Heartbreak. One of them has to go huge. Heartbreak is going to swing out of Palace. He's able to get one as well as Doru. Doru looking to try and make some magic happen here. Force is going to try to deny it, but he can't. Doru's on top of the world right now. 17-6. He's head and shoulders above everybody else on the server. And he is dealing the damage here to WRG.
Dude, he is feeling it. It just didn't seem like WRG really had a plan in that retake, right? They double smoked Palace. They even heard the smoke hit Heartbreak in Palace. He swings out, gets 2 free frags. There's no comms into what people are holding, what people are retaking, what the plan is on the retake. And I mean, Doru just munches them up for breakfast. A super sick performance coming out from him. And ultimately a 3v4 that should have gone WRG's way, considering everything you mentioned. You spoke about, they have a plethora of utility. They've got everything they need.
Yeah.
And same couldn't have been said about DNMK, but DNMK, they get the all-important round, and just like that, WRG are back on an eco. However, an interesting frag in lowers means that not only is now a 4v4, but an AK has been retrieved from falls, but Nexus has found some juicy space out towards ramp.
Check destroyed though, he's got a chance here. Yeah, he taps away, does get the kill, but switching up to the AK costs him his life. And yeah, this should still be DNMK's round. I mean, they shouldn't be getting too flustered in the 3v3. So much time to work with. I mean, Nick, is 12-3 even enough here for WRG to be competitive going into the second half?
It's honestly the question I was thinking about in my head when they were 9-2 down, because it was sort of like a wonky buy. Next gun round, surely they've got to get a round on the board, right? But I don't know. In all honesty, like, I don't know. Like, DNMK, they just look really solid. It seems like they're feeling their aim, and the worst part about Mirage is if the CTs are feeling their aim, you feel like you're running into brick walls every site you go to.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So, I,
So,
12, 11,
is your
4,
answer
12,
no?
3. I don't think so, in all honesty. But
Well,
Doru,
Zox is saying, Nick, don't count me out just yet. Doru, on the other hand, saying, Nick, you can go. You're gonna be going to bed early tonight. Oh no! What just happened to Doru? Run out of ammo? I wasn't watching his POV. I was watching Zox's POV. Doru must have run out of ammo there, right?
I would also, I'd hope so. To say
He
the
stopped
least.
shooting. Was
Yeah.
that the situation of like, because we've all had that, right? Where we think we kill someone, so we stop shooting, and it's just like, how is he still alive right now?
Yeah, the worst. I'd like to say it's the ammo thing, considering how ugly his knives are. So you really would like to, you wouldn't like to pull those out at any point of the round. But it's going to be a B rush. The foot is going to be attempted to be put on the throat of WRG from DNMK. Kani's already 25 HPs on the middle of the side. They're full blind. 6 flashes coming out from DNMK. The frags are going to go their way as well.
Look at the quick responses we've seen out of WRG. Zox, he's farming them up with the double kill. Oh, falls with the missed smoke. Gonna have to make it up with the Orpia. Divo does bait him out with the shoulder peek, but in turn misses his smoke. However, will still get the bare minimum of the job done. Destroyed, looking to worm his way into the bomb site right now. He can't hit his initial shots though. The spray goes wild and Divo capitalizes. Now it's just the Orpa left for WRG to try and force a 4th round for them to take into the second half. Oh, how sacred that would be. But he doesn't know where Heartbreak is, and Heartbreak decapitates him. What a half from DNMK. I mean, they didn't even need to change anything up, Nick. They just carried on with the same approach throughout that whole half.
Oh, what a half from DNMK and what a half from Doru. I mean, 20 and 8 in the first half. He's had an absolute blinder to the start of this game. And if you're WRG and you see Doru's popping off and getting some sick frags and some sick headshots, the headshot machine himself, you know you're going to have a rough time. But it is going to be the second half. We're now going to see if WRG can get the all-important pistol round and see if they can start crawling their way back into this game.
Yeah, look at the stack on this B bomb site right now. DNMK, they've done their homework. Oh my god, they're ready and waiting. WRG, they're gonna get so shook with when they realize how many players he has. It's not gonna make a difference. It's his body's literally in the ground right now. Kani with the USP, doing what he does best. Heartbreak looking to finish off proceedings. He's got his opposite number, PND low. And I call him opposite number because they're both the IGLs of their respective teams, and DNMK have done it. My god, 4 players on the bomb site, and that's exactly where WRG go.
Oh my goodness. And that was a pistol round they probably really needed. 12-3 down. You get the pistol round, you start making some sort of a comeback. But now you full Glock eco. You're going to buy the next round, but you are going to be conceding 14. Well, I would assume so, considering they're full Glocks, but you should be conceding 14. You never know what could happen. Doru, he's going to open things up and Heartbreak, and they're all just going to be farming, getting the eco frags. The ego frags, as we know and love them.
There we go.
Nexus even killed his teammates. He said, Doru, my eco frags.
Yeah, he's like, remember what you did in CT when you stole those 2 kills from me? I'm making sure you don't do that again. Yeah, these are my frags. Even though he gets 1 at least. And it's just PND left. Oh, this is quite a spectacle right now, Nick. I mean, DNMK are coasting. They're seriously coasting. And like I said on that T side, they didn't have to change anything up. They didn't have to try and adjust because WRG were figuring them out. And WRG figured them out, right? I mean, they just immediately committed to the rotates every time they had information because DNMK were just committing. But it didn't matter. DNMK just fragged them. And now WRG have to frag them if they're going to keep themselves in the hunt. Yeah, 3-14 into the gun round, Nick. And it's a bonus round for DNMK as well. Not essentially, not really though, actually. I see Nexus and Doru fairly low. 4 FAMASs and a scout. Let's see what WRG have got. If they can't win this round, they're certainly not going to be competitive in the map. Oh. Oh my god.
Dude, what?
And he just like throws the scouts away and runs with his P250.
And he's still got W key down, dude. Like he still knows.
He hasn't let go of it since he hit that scout shot, by the way.
And he's gonna get another, dude. Like what? And he's gonna go. Oh, I was so hoping Trevor just go spawn, dude. Just go spawn.
Yeah, a little bit of discipline kicking in there.
Just a tad, you know. They're like, oh my.
Nexus.
WRG's way.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a bloodbath, and there's no blue blood on the ground right now. The bath is filled with rabbit blood.
I wouldn't even say it's a blood bath. It's more like a blood pool. It's a pool of blood.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's actually a sea of blood.
Yeah,
as far as to say it's an ocean because they haven't got 16. But oh my goodness, it's not looking good.
Yeah, awesome 5 and 17 right now. Destroyed 9 and 18. 2 of the heavy hitters. The 2 young guns are, you know. Zox 14 and 16, top of the server for WRG. outside of that, everybody's struggling on the White Rabbit side. Now it's going to die 15-3, excuse me. Giving them a little bit of an extra boost there, but not looking like there's going to be anything different in this round. Nick, 5v3 already. I mean, haven't even pitched up on the server. I have WRG. This is the playoff game. This is the one of the lower bracket semi-finals. This is DNMK's map pick. Yes, at least important to keep in mind will be going across to Vertigo next, but DNMK have shown in the past that they're prolific on that map. They're competitive on that map, so it's not like, you know, you've completely picked a map that's bamboozled them by any stretch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be super rough for WRG to have a stake in this game. I don't think it's over by any stretch of the imagination just yet. I do think Vertigo is not going to be a stomping ground like we saw Mirage just be right now. Obviously, assuming that it does finish 16-3, I don't think Falls and Destroyed are going to win this 2v5. No disrespect to them, but heartbreak, dude. What's going on?
Oh my god, what are we witnessing right now, man? Falls and Destroyed are just saying, what on earth is going on? Nexus is going to come through with the flank, and that is the map done and dusted. 16-3, DNMK. They pitch up. Nick, when you said we're going to be finishing before 9 o'clock, we all know that you were just trying to jinx the system, but for somehow now it's worked the other way. Now it's following through with your predictions. So we don't know this power. We don't know how to wield it. It's a phenomenon. But we try.
I just can't win. I can't win anymore, dude. I had such good. We can't win. On Tuesday we had overtime, which was nice, and even double overtime at that. It was nice. We had a long CS game. It was entertaining. It was competitive. Yeah. Mirage, like WRG, hello, please show up on Vertigo, because we hyped up WRG so much, and they're a talented group of players. And the last thing I want is for it just to be a one-sided series. And I don't think these players have shown what they're capable of. But I mean, it's Vertigo next, and they've still got a chance. They've still got a chance.
I couldn't agree with you more, Nick. We're definitely expecting to still see WRG come out and make something happen in this playoff game. They have to fight. They have to show that they have that life left in them yet, right? The thing I said, though, a bit earlier, and we'll talk a bit more now before we get into the second map after our break, but DNMK, they've picked Vertigo against a bunch of teams before in the past, so they're very comfortable on the map. But before we do take that short break, let's open up the entries for the giveaway, guys. As always, we've got something to give back to the wonderful people who support the local Counter-Strike. All of you amazing guys. We're going to be giving away a 250 Rand Steam voucher once again tonight. So the keyword for that is Yorba, and caps, no caps doesn't make a difference. YOBA, get your entries in chat. Nick, if you've entered already, don't enter again, G, because it takes you out the system, in case you didn't know that.
You know what 250 Rand can buy you is 64 sticker capsules, which are now $3.99 for the Steam market. So that's all I'm saying.
Invest in yourself. You sell those 5 years from now for like 10 times profit or something, G.
Your 250, thanks to Evesports, by the way,
yes,
becomes 25,000 Rand. Just saying. Okay,
guys,
but I mean,
DM Nick for more financial advice after the stream. The lad knows what's up. We're going to be taking a short break, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes for Vertigo. Let's see if WRG are going to come back fighting, or if DNMK are just going to run rampant.
Oh wait, good luck, boys.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back here to this lower bracket matchup between WRG and DNMK. If you blinked and missed the first game, I'm actually not even going to blame you. It was absolutely crazy. DNMK, Nick, they came out swinging, they came out firing, and they decimated WRG. They won 16-3 on Mirage. The first half was blitzkrieg out of them as well. Now he's shifting into Vertigo. It's WRG's map pick, and Nick, they're getting eliminated if they lose this very map. They have everything to fight for. Are you expecting to see a different spectacle coming into this one?
Dude, all I'm saying is I think Steamroll might have been a bit of an understatement on what happened on Mirage, and I definitely don't think with the caliber of players that WRG have at their disposal, I think the way PND can structure this map and I can push and pull the CTs around, I definitely don't think it's going to be same sort of a stomping. However, that being said, DNMK, it's not like Vertigo is a map they have never played before in their lives. Like, they're well versed in this map as well. So
exactly.
Will it be the same? Will WRG get the win? I don't know, all things considered, because of how well DNMK actually know this map. But do they have a say in this map at least and could possibly take it to a third? No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt that it's a possibility, but
no
the
doubt
likelihood
it's
is the aspect in question right now. Coming off the back of that 16-3, it seemed like WRG were despondent, right? Like, you could just see in their playstyle that they dropped their heads and things weren't looking, very polished anymore once the going got tough. And sometimes, as I keep alluding to, it's a younger team, they're slightly inexperienced. Sometimes it can be very tough to regain your mental aspect. And they've had a short 5-10 minute break that they're going to have had to do exactly that in, Nick. And now they're charging forward. Something else interesting we learned recently with that interview from PND is that Destroy calls the pistol rounds. And again, we're seeing a super aggressive one. Nexus up close on the angle. He's going to be dealt with, dispatched of. Now they take full control of the A site. The wall of smokes come in as well. And it should be a bomb plant at the bare minimum here. Coupled with the one-man advantage, WRG have got their noses in front in this round.
Yeah, I was just about to say this flank on Cunny is going to be pretty big. But just as I was about to get the words out my mouth, he's out of the server in the first round. That is the pistol round, just like that heartbreak and Divo in a 2v5 turn 2v4. Low HP on Falls and Destroyed's a bit tagged up, but the flash play comes out and Falls and Zox, the two young guns themselves, take out Divo and Heartbreak respectively, which means a good start to the map comes out from WRG, and hopefully they can string some rounds together and have a lot more of a competitive Vertigo than they did on Mirage.
Yeah. I think they really needed that pistol round as well, Nick, just to, put the previous demons to bed, just so everyone can breathe a sigh of relief and say, okay, guys, we already have 1/3 of our total rounds that we got in the previous map. But just to help them reset mentally and get themselves set into the occasion, I think it's really important they picked up that pistol round. Now they can start to sink their teeth into Vertigo. It's a force buy and response from DNMK, and we know how deadly these players are with the Desert Eagle, so nothing is a foregone conclusion in this round.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, DNMK have a super sick buy, 4 AWPs and a rifle, so it's going to be a real rough time for WRG to find an opening in this round.
Oh,
JK.
Divo. but
I was
Divo bites.
kidding.
Yeah, we know. Divo bites off a bit more than he can chew there. But, yeah, I'd love to see WRG actually come back from the previous map and show the mental fortitude and tenacity that they have, to show that they have what it takes to fight back into a series after they have been beat down like they were. Coming into their map pick as well, they have to display a certain amount of confidence, and right now they're displaying their firepower as they take full control of the B-bomb site. Heartbreak gets caught napping as well, and now it's just Nexus left remaining. Not a drop of blood been spilled here in terms of fatalities for WRG. And Nexus showing off his Rust movement there with some nice B-hops.
Yeah, and now he's B-hopping into the grave, so...
Yeah. Man's always roaming the wilds in Rust.
Mad respect, mad respect.
Yeah, the grind. Gonna be an eco now.
He actually just released one of his YouTube video on it. I've actually got it open in another tab. I need to watch it. Just gonna watch it.
You're not watching it at the moment, obviously. Right?
I mean,
never.
actually, maybe it's an eco. Let me open it up quick.
Yeah, put on the second screen there. I've got this one, Nick. Okay. So I mean, of course, DNMK had the choice of sides coming into this round, or into this map. you know,
Imagine you
picked by WRG
change sides every round.
every round.
No, you know,
Christ.
we lost the pistol. Let's, no, we'd rather have AKs, Sean. Let's switch over both.
yeah. But you have to play out 15 rounds on one half, and then you can't play out any more rounds on that half. Like, you have to play out the rest of your rounds on the half you haven't finished yet. I don't know, maybe there's something in that. Like, every time you win a round, you get to pick which half you want to play on.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't know.
I want to say it
Now
would
you've
be
got me
interesting,
thinking,
but it
Nick,
wouldn't. It would be
This
like,
is like an
super shambolic.
Anders. This is like an Anders type of conversation, man. I
Yeah.
definitely think we could get him onto this, get him on board.
Imagine, you know, like you have channel points on Twitch and you can like
Yeah.
just make someone to drop their gun. Imagine that's what happened. Like you had every time you got a kill, you had like a vote, and as soon as you got 5 kills, you had a vote for the other guy to drop their gun. So you'd be like Heartbreak would be like a 1v3, and then whoever's got 5 kills, so like Destroyed would be like, okay, drop your gun now, and then everyone just pushes him. Sounds like Valorant actually. In all honesty. Bad idea. Cancel that. Horrible idea.
I'm
What a
vetoing that
horrible
idea.
Horrible game.
How to ruin CS 101. First full gun round here, Nick, and DNMK are not desperately going to want to get themselves on the board, but they're definitely going to want to set themselves up here in the first gun round. Put a plug in it if you've got Doru's knives.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, Kanye's going to be walking down B. The early smoke
That's
has
gonna
been
be the
thrown up,
exit.
but he's been seen, he's been caught out,
Ooh.
he's dead.
Yeah. He was hoping to evade any flashbangs, I think, was his initial thought process there. Doru, the last player on the speed bomb side for the time being, he's got supports in the way of Nexus and rotation from Heartbreak as well. So heavy rotation here from DNMK. Only Diver on the opposite side of the map right now. And there's still so much time left on the clock. So WRG, they don't have to make any unnecessary commitments from this point.
P&D. Oh, awkward fight.
Oh,
he gets caught
God,
out
that
to
was
no man's
awkward.
land ultimately, but it's actually going to be the other side of the map where, as you said, Divo is going to be the only player under question, and it is going to be his site that is going to be under pressure. Molo towards default, but awesome burns Heartbreak with the flame. So Destroyed caught to no man's land. He's dropped down, so now it's going to be 3v3 post plant. Doru has spotted out Falls, but I think he's missed the time to get that frag. So
Yeah.
it'll be a bit of a delayed retake,
Oh.
but trading dinks. What is going on? The little versus
Yeah.
M4.
Both of them not doing enough damage to find the kill, and now we're going to have the 3 versus 3 retake ensuing. There is a kit on Divo, going to be tapping the bomb and trying to force some peeks, and all 3 players going to be peeking up ramp right now. Divo finds one, Divo finds the second. He's the player with the kit as well. First one he has 10 health here. He's done and dusted as Doru puts him in the grave, and DNMK actually make the unlikely retake happen.
Yeah, I don't
That was
know.
actually pretty decent from them.
I don't know if Doru knew he dinked awesome, because the dinks came in at like the exactly same time.
Yeah,
I don't know
true.
if he would have got that sound cue, but he seemed super comfortable just to hold that angle and take that gunfight, not even aiming like head height. He was just comfortable to get the frag. So maybe that was calmed over, that they knew the last guy was low, because obviously no one got an assist, and maybe they had a decent idea. So Divo just got in the bomb, and ultimately the first gun round going the way of DNMK, but the second buy afterwards, after you lost a couple of players, is not looking too great. Kanye's on an MP9, and WRG, they've got a much better buy, a lot healthier in terms of the utility and gun department. So DNMK, they've got a bit of a tough task to deal with. Nexus has already been taken out.
Not only that, but WRG actually have enough money in the bank to buy up in the next round, even if they lose this one. So they're sitting pretty right now. Heartbreak, he goes on a bit of an excursion, and that's a great frag he finds back in return, evening out the numbers. I mean, we often see players shying away from making those types of plays, but Heartbreak as the IGL, very comfortable, and it earns them a nice reward, and he's still in a good position here, sitting in the smoke right now. You can see P&D is in the area, and he's giving a audio cues away. Heartbreak's just waiting for the time. He has the smoke, gets the fade, he spots P&D out, and he takes him down. That throws the cats amongst the pigeons, because WRG are busy executing onto this A side, and now they don't know what's going on behind them, and they've had to completely reassess the situation. Falls and Zox, the 2 young guns, left to try and grind this round out for WRG, but it's not looking increasingly likely as it plays out.
Yeah, Heartbreak being a nuisance, and even now they're going to push the A ramp. They're going to clear this. They're going
Yeah,
to call this
info for
clear.
days.
So now Kanye pretty much knows it's going to be the B sites under question. However, they are worried about some sort of a wrap. Maybe they know that WRG have got space through middle, but Kanye, he's just playing retake towards B. He's going to get the sound cues in a couple seconds, but he does have a Molo for default, which is something to keep in mind. That means the bomb can't get planted, but it's not actually on default.
Too deep.
Falls.
Yeah. No, it
Blocks
works.
1v3.
Yeah, he's gonna find the first. He's hurt Divo, but he can't land the instant headshot. Oh man, I mean, he didn't even necessarily plant on default. He sort of planted to the side of default, and I thought that's why the molly had gone too deep. But in the end, DNMK are still going to get across the line, not without incurring quite a lot of economic damage. And before I let you have your little say there, let me just remind everybody that we got the giveaway open at the moment for 250 Rand Steam voucher. There we go. Words were somewhere. The keyword is Yorba. If you've entered already, don't enter again, and we'll be announcing the winner somewhere throughout this map.
I just think last round pretty much just came down to Heartbreak's heroics towards Ali, right? I mean, you got the initial kill, re-aggroed. Not only did they lose the opening pick, but he was the player to take the round by the scruff of the neck. Got a frag, took it back, and then sat in the smoke and got 2, even being on low HP. So super well played to Heartbreak. And now it's another gun round, and DNMK, they're still looking a bit worse for wear compared to WRG. But if they can get this one out, they'll finally start to break the eco of WRG and start stringing this round together.
The one thing WRG do have going for them at that point is they would have racked up quite a nice round loss bonus. So, I mean, if they get the bomb plant, even though they lose the round, they're sort of subsidizing their economy, and they can almost just keep buying from here if they keep losing. But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a negative loop. You don't really want to be in that position because it still means you're losing the rounds. But we'll see how it ends up playing out. I mean, if they can win this round, they break DNMK's economy, right? So it's super frail right now. The game's in the balance, and Heartbreak, he ticks down significantly to that molly. Brought down to 30 points of health. And off the back of that, WRG starting to re-explore this B-bomb side. Kani yet to find a kill. He's 0-5 right now. His team are going to need him to stand tall in the defense. P&D has been boosted up. Flash is coming in. XX starts to gain a bit of momentum as they charge their way forward. Doru in support will find one, but he may have taken the heat off of Kania. That's the key point. That's the identified option, and Kani will find a kill. He capitalizes on the chaos. And now it's Falls and Detroit left in the round, but Kani's racking the kills up. He's going to add 3 to his tally as he stands tall in the defense.
Super solid anchor, right? He got 3 frags, the rotators came in and they were the ones that were dying.
Things you'd love to see.
Yeah, he just shot the smoke, played around it and traded off his teammates, peeked off the information that they were gathering really effectively. And ultimately, he was the player that had that round of the lock and key, really no doubt coming out from the DNMK man. A spare bombs, not a spare bomb, a spare gun's unfortunately been purchased, which means it's a little bit of eco that won't be saved. It's just going to be an A rush, early utility thrown out, and okay, they've stopped the early aggression, but Nexus, his head has been ripped off by Awesome's Deagle.
Yeah, and Awesome finds another as well. Divo's going to have to stand. Awesome finds 3. He's put them in the grave. Don't stop there, lad. Keep going. Doru messes up his molly on the angle. He's not going to be able to find a kill. I mean, this is still doable hypothetically for DNMK, but they should never have ended up in this position in the first place. They're going to be starting to molly off various parts of the bomb site as they make their way forward. Awesome does get caught off. His heroics have come to an end. Doru going on an excursion as he gets aggressive. He dispatches off Falls. He knows Destroy's in the vicinity as well. Kani's taking down his teammate. Destroy's going to add 1 to his tally. Kani taps the bomb, looking to hunt down Destroyed. He's going to get around the corner just in time. Kani continues to pursue him. And I think there's just enough time for him to find the defuse as well. Kani and Doru complete the 2 versus 4 retake.
Dude, it's so tilting. Like, Doru's so gifted mechanically. Like, the fact that they were playing WRG, in all honesty, that's a really good setup. The one player baiting towards the bottom of the sandbags, the other player effectively peeking off his contact, and Doru's mechanical skill just came to the forefront there. The one player took contact, the other player popped his head up, and Doru tapped his head. So next thing you know, those are 2 players that have fallen, and then Kani wins out the 1v2, and super well played from him. But DNMK, that was an eco round from WRG, so super expensive from that regard. So the utility in this round, not looking too great.
Yeah, that's a great point, because if WRG can win this round, again, they shatter the back of DNMK's economy. So it's still very much in this, in terms of trying to pull ahead in this half. But those opportunities are beginning to dwindle. Again, it's going to be the A-bomb side in question. Oh, the flank. Goes on flank. Down the ladder he goes, and I'm not sure if anybody's actively watching this. PND, he's keeping his eye on it, but as his teammates start making their way forward, he's going to be joining the pack. And so Doru's timing is going to be on point here as he starts to make his way forward. It seems like WRG have begun to discredit this right now. Nobody is actively checking their ace, so it's just about DNMK trying to buy time in the bomb site right now. They need to try and give Doru as much time as they possibly can. He comes on the corner, but he checks behind him. Oh, the timing does not work at all. And that could be the hopes and dreams in the round for DNMK. dashing away. I mean, I wouldn't even fault them for looking to save from this point. They do have one smoke on the bomb. They've got some kits as well, but they're heavily disadvantaged in the way of numbers right now, and Destroy's taking that even further. Heartbreak has to find the second kill here, and it's not looking like it's going to be the case. It's just Nexus left. How's he doing this right now? Tapping away, trying to take down P&D as well, but he doesn't have a kit, so he's going to force P&D out into the open, looking for another gun. He's actually been able to pick up a kit, but that doesn't make a difference. P&D finally secures the round, but man, they took a lot of damage.
Yeah, they did, and that round went super down to the wire, and DNMK, after not cleaning up that eco round super effectively, now look at their economy, it's absolutely in the dumps. An MP9 and 4 deagles along the board, and WRG, they're looking perfect. They're going to start up building economy if they win this round. They're going to full eco in the next, and they're starting to sit real pretty for the first couple of rounds in the T-side. We're going to be running down ramp Nexus, and Heartbreak are going to be the first to fall. Divo is the last player just cowering down the smoke to see if he can get anything done.
Yeah.
WRG, they're going to take... Oh, Dory seems to find this gap. He's found this gap now in the gun round, as well as in the eco round. So this could be something that he can exploit further and further in the gun rounds. And maybe that's something WRG have to start accounting for.
Yeah, I think normally what happens is like once you've been bitten by it, that's when you become cognizant and aware, right? So hopefully for their sake, as you say, they become aware of it a bit sooner than that. Doru gonna find one. I wouldn't mind him saving. Okay, all right, that's cool as well, Doru. I mean, yeah, you could do that. 50 health. Volley it off again. Yeah, go through that one as well. He doesn't see fire. He sees opportunities, man. No,
And loose score.
I mean, when you've got aim as good as him, I guess you can't fault him for going for the retake. But then on the flip side, when you have aim as good as him, surely you want the AK in the next round. I don't know. Bait your teammates.
Yeah, exactly. Just bait them. Do it.
Why
Pure
not?
due diligence.
Okay, so it's finally happened. DNMK have blinked. They've an 80 and a P250 into the round. And WRG are going to be pulling ahead 6-4 here. Starting to mount themselves a bit of a platform.
Yeah, and Kanye switched sides now, so he usually plays B, but now a bit different. He's over towards A. Just going to see if he can get anything done with the USP. Hopefully, for his sake, he'll be looking for hopefully a headshot into one of these low HP players, salvage an AK into the next gun round, and then it's going to be back to square one for DNMK. Got to start building up from the bottom again. See how they go. Only 2 rounds of loss, so if they buy in the next, I don't know if they even buy in the next.
That's true, man. That's true. Gonna be getting $2,400 after this. I mean, you're gonna have 4,300 on Kani, 4,350 on Nexus. It's not ideal. I mean, might have to bite the bullet and go for the double save.
I think you eco again. I think probably the other round they should have just probably brought down to probably about 500 or something like that.
There we go.
They do buy, yeah.
It's just I think this DNMK team, if they can even like half justify the buy, they probably do, and that's what they've done.
Yeah, Heartbreak doesn't even have util. He's just got a scoped weapon.
Let's see what can he do with it. Looks like it's going to be aggression towards ramp here once again. Util usage by themselves a bit of room to work with, and Heartbreak nearly falls without even seeing his transgressor. In fact, he's pretty brave to still be hanging around here with only 10 health, man.
Mad respect, Doru. He's going to be entertained towards middle. Who wins the gunfight, P&D or Doru? And Doru's actually going to come better off. The splash play over towards A is not going to go anyone's way.
Nice,
Nexus
nice.
going to get 2 frags, and just like that, the low HP of P&D and Zox in the 2v5. The bomb has been retrieved, but, and that's a big but, DNMK are 3 players to the good compared to that of WRG.
Yeah.
And another flash play. Oh, just a flash to delay. Never mind. Not actually a play. just a flash. No play.
That's the classic South African thing. Just use
it's
the flash because you have one.
You know, something we were talking about the other day is like the fadeaway flash in SA it's the thing. You know, you're in a 1EX, you just flash brackets on Inferno, you go B. It's the fadeaway flash. You know, it's something. Us South Africans love. We adore it. We chomp at the bit for the fadeaway flash. Man. Fact, no doubt in my mind.
The biggest fake in the world. Gee.
Exactly. No one expects the fadeaway flash.
Oh, shot, Zox. He can actually win this. You know, He can actually win this. If he checks his corner, oh, he doesn't check. Oh, he spotted him. Yes, he does. There we go. Goes back for the third little bites at the apple, and he takes him down. The thing is he going to be expecting an extra play on the side? Doru coming through with the flank, gets cleared, and he gets taken down by Zox. I'm starting to believe this is looking increasingly likely. The problem is the clock is heavily against him right now. Looking to flash himself into the bomb side. He just doesn't have the space and time to work with, unfortunately, man. He's going to get taken down from Ali, and he's also double peaked from Divo, or rather from Kani, and that's the end of it. But a good effort from Zox nonetheless.
Yeah, and it keeps the economy pressure on DNMK, right? That was a 1v5 and 3 players fell. So coming into this buy round, there's not much to work with from DNMK. You've got a couple people with full bolts of utility. Diver's got a bit of extra cash, so you could have argued that he should have probably dropped over the MP9 to Heartbreak, so he could have got full util, stuff like that. All things a bit of a misplay from DNMK, all things considered, but it's going to be the A sides and the question again. And who's going to be the first to fall? Zox going to take things into his own hand. He's feeling it.
Yeah. You want to see Zox making the types of plays there. He's that cerebral individual. Volley coming through, forces Heartbreak out. He goes down as well. And it looks like WRG are going to be answering back emphatically here after that previous round loss, which brought them to an end their 3-round win streak. Streak.
3-round win aisle, you know? Everyone loves romantic walks down the snack aisle.
Oh, gee, catch me in the snack aisle, bro. Favorite snack, Nick? Big question, yeah, G. This determines the rest of our relationship.
Dude, you can't go wrong with like just like normal chips. Like I feel like it's a lot more versatile than popcorn, you know?
Okay. I guess popcorn's just like it's just the healthy option, but blue Doritos unbeatable.
Oh, okay. You gotta relax there. Making me all hungry up here.
Blue Doritos or knickknacks, no problem, G. Divo looking to make a nick and a knack out of WRG, but at 2v4, it's all on Kani right now. If anything is going to be a realistic prospect, he finds himself one. He's also identified 2 of the remaining 3 players. Divo takes down one of them. The problem is the big flank from PND is what's probably going to be leading to their undoing as he does take down Divo. And Kani, we wouldn't fault you if you look to just save the AK and take it into the next round. It's okay. You're still the man's man. And there we go. That's what he's going to do.
Oh no, you just got me thinking of chips, dude.
Okay, but
I was
Doritos superior. Are you on that bandwagon as well, or are you like a?
You can't. The thing is, like, you can't go wrong with blue Doritos, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I think like any salt and vinegar like has its time, but you can't eat it all the time. Whereas blue Doritos, buy me 10 packets of those
Yeah,
you best believe they're going down the pipe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nothing worse than eating a packet of blue Doritos with someone who licks their fingers after every bite, and then you see them keep putting their hand back in the packets, and it's like, oh, well, I guess we're sharing saliva now, bro. But it's cool. I mean, the blue Doritos.
I'm trying to think, like the light green Lays, whatever those are, spring onion, I think.
Okay, I think I actually prefer the dark green one, dude.
Oh, that's Mr. Chutney, I think.
No, that's a Simba one, yeah.
Dark green Simba. The dark green... I can't remember what those are called, but those are also nice.
Yeah, they're
nice. Good. I like the light green ones because they seem a bit light on the flavor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not just the color that's lighter; it's the flavor.
If you have a girl coming around, what sweets are you like? What chocolate are you buying? Because you obviously have to have some, right? Putting you on the pressure here because you know your future wife is watching, so you got to impress her now. Like you got to watch Kani. I mean, he's got the AK. He's found one. I've been talking over this round just to make you hungry because it was an eco. And WRG get across the line eventually. So Nick,
this
what's the
might
chocolate?
be a bit contradictory, but the plain and simple dairy milk, the Cadbury dairy milk. I mean, the plain milk chocolate. It hits its spot. You can break it up, put it in your popcorn when you watch. Like, it's so versatile.
Melt in the mouth. Yeah,
dude. Like, honestly, right?
Yeah.
I would say Lindt, but I don't have money for that, dude. Like,
ain't nobody got money for Lindt. Cadbury every day of the week.
No, exactly.
All right, we'll resume this conversation when we get another eco round. Back into the gun rounds we go. WRG, they're certainly starting to look very solid here on Vertigo. They're up 8-5 right now. They found their flow state on the T side of this map as well, changing things up consistently, being tough to read, but sticking to their protocols and their defaults. And Divo does not expect Destroyed to be directly behind him.
That's super rough. And Heartbreak, he's going to try to press the issues to try to bring things back. It's a 4v4 and he wants to get a man advantage in this even scenario. Does look like WRG are actually going to vacate this A area. And Heartbreak could be the first to snatch up this opportunity of getting this information. A couple pieces of utility have been thrown out, but it does look like DNMK have the read. Pretty much Heartbreak can come over that. There's no commitment to whatsoever. So now, just like that, there's a two-man B lean to entertain. Oh, it's hit from the T's, but Peen.
Oh, man.
Almost.
He would have loved to have capitalized on that.
There's the exit. Doe's not going to get cleared. He's going big. 1, 2.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We were both just like sort of sitting, waiting in anticipation for Doru to do them dirty, and he does, but the job's not done. In fact, P&D going to do everything he can to get this one in his team's favor. Heartbreak has the USP out because he's one hit, and he is one hit.
Oh, is it Nico? No, it's going to be a force spike.
Well, last
4K. Oh, it's last round. Oh, rip. Okay, I'm going to say something super controversial so that you can't follow up because you have to like call the game. I'm going to wait for an important point. So, okay, I'm gonna wait a couple seconds.
Okay, no, that's cool. You get it in there. Make sure that I really don't have a chance to respond because you know me, View. I'll force it in there.
Don't sleep on the mint error. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let's see who's going to be sleeping on the defense right now. This A bomb site is going to be under siege momentarily as WRG have got all 4 players out of the 5. 4 of the 5. I thought they were all 5 here, but they weren't. This is 4. And they're ready and waiting to make some serious moves right now. The problem is the lack of weaponry and util that they have to work with. And Aero Duo or Duet is the best. Don't even at me.
Okay, we're gonna have to have a big disagreement.
Can we sub a caster in here? Yeah, Heartbreak looking to add a third as well. Nice and easy, just locking down the line. And I think that DNMK will be very content with finding a 7th here. Divo finds 2 more kills. It's just going to be PND left, and he goes down as well. I mean, Nick, who's happier of the 2 teams right now? They're both fairly content.
The mint arrow.
Well,
So bring it back to the game. The thing we actually paid to do was just cost the game and not just talk about chocolate all day. I mean,
yeah, it's probably fair enough.
Who's going to be more content? I mean, you won the pistol round if you're WRG. First gun round, DNMK won, but 50-50 back and forth. I think if you're WRG, you would have hoped to get a couple of extra rounds. The gun rounds, in all honesty, were going all in DNMK's favor, but then the anti-ecos were expensive, and next thing you know, WRG are on your back. But I think it's super 50-50. I think both teams will be happy, and Falls is not going to be one of the people happy in this round because his head is ripped off.
Yeah, thankfully for him, his teammate has evened out the numbers situation. As DNMK, they've sort of missed their window. I wouldn't actually mind seeing them reassess the situation right now. But it looks like they're going to be committing to the same bomb site. Flashes are perfect. Everybody's blinded up. And it's actually WRG who are finding the flurry of frags. It's only the Lurker who's left alive here for DNMK. So, I mean, that's a great result for WRG. They're about to pick up their 2nd pistol round of the map here. And if I recall correctly, they actually didn't win 1 pistol round on Mirage. So that's going to be a nice little turnaround for them. And Tiny does go down, so 9-7. Great start to the second half here for WRG. Sets them instead to start pulling ahead on this map. And Nick, maybe the unthinkable happens. Maybe we go to a 3rd map.
Maybe.
But we'll see.
I mean, we shall. I want to say I hope so. But I feel like that's jinxing it. So
I think I already have by going the distance.
That's true.
But I couldn't help myself. I remember once when I was coaching the Bravado female team, we were scrimming somebody. I think it was a scrim. It might have been it would have been an official because we weren't playing the full 30. And I think we were winning like 13-0, and I was like, damn, we're gonna 16-0 these guys. And then everyone was like, oh my god, did you just jinx us? And they were like genuinely upset with me for having done that. And then we lost the next round, and everyone just of course that was because I said it, right? That's why we lost the round, not because anyone made any mistakes or anything like that.
It's just the omen that you carry throughout the team. So I mean, just happens to be the case. It happens.
Yeah. So there's a little jinx story, Do with it what you will.
Yeah, do with it what you will, and do with it what you will, DNMK this round, and see if they can push and pull the CTs around. It does look like, P&D and the boys are going for an aggressive ramp take. They're trying to take all this real estate away from the T's. However, flash coming in. Falls and PND got to chime in. However, only 1 for 1.
Yeah. I think that DNMK will be very content with that little skirmish, and in fact, a missed smoke as well is going to be giving DNMK still slight vision, slight sight. Giving them a bit of vision. That's the keynote here in my address.
Respect.
The 4v4 always favors the T side, of course. And that's the case here once again. You can see Doru looking to just try and carve his way through middle right now. There is a gap through that smoke as well. Doru's in a prime position right now to make something happen. In fact, I feel like this round hinges on what play he ends up making and how successful it is as he waits in the smoke for it to dissipate. Zox on the opposite side. He's wary of the threat, but Doru's dropped down, so he catches Zox off guard. And now he's split the map in half, and he's going to be starting to wrap on towards his B-bomb side. Awesome still in a good position right now. He has his back covered from middle, but oh, he tries to jump up the ledge, and that's exactly as Kani comes around the corner. And that should be the end of the round, unless Destroyed can make some magnificent heroics happening over on the B-bomb side, and it's not going to be the case.
Yeah, he's got a FAMAS, so I would never say he was going to win that 1v3 just because of the
And look,
his hand. It happens, dude. Like,
yeah.
you'd say you win some, you lose some. But I mean, first gun round again, similar to the first half, DNMK posted up. So super interesting, all things considered, the way this map has ebbed and flowed. Both teams have had a string of rounds put together. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, like there's been one standout round which doesn't have a round next to it, which one team have won, which is the CT standout round. I can't even remember what round that was, but I mean, this game is just, each team is kindly just taking their turn, and Niix is taking his turn in the grave this round, so super rough coming out. But
yeah, DNMK absolutely can't afford to lose this round.
They make it so expensive all of a sudden, like straight away. Like 2 people already fell to 4v3. Those found a space in middle again.
Yeah, these Desert Eagles have constantly proved troublesome tonight for DNMK to deal with. It's just, it speaks volumes of the firepower that this WRG team possesses, right? And I mean, you and I always go on about how crap the South Africans are with the Desert Eagle. I think like WRG are one of the teams that certainly like embraces that ideology. I mean, Awesome and Zox in the same team with Desert Eagles? Nah, bro.
Yeah, but it was an eco round, and if you're WRG, you're pretty chuffed with that, right? Three players have fallen. Ultimately, 3 AKs have been dropped to the floor, and now if you're DNMK, if you lose a gun round, you're in eco territory right away. So WRG, yes, the buy's not too great. You've got a couple players without a full belt of utility. There's a couple kits along the server. Awesome, unfortunately, is going to get the superior gun, but it just happens to be the case. We'll see what WRG can do in this round. They haven't seemed to crack the code on how to deal with this ramp smoke. They haven't seemed to push and pull around it. And Doru, I think he's been the player throughout the CT side and the T side, just finding these holes in the CT defense. And if he can expose that once again, maybe WRG are going to have a tough time.
Yeah, he certainly has been doing a great job of that so far. It looks like DNMK are looking to try and make something happen towards the B-bomb site right now because they have their AWPA over here. And there's also 2 players on the defense right now, so it's always a decent situation as the T side once you've been able to force that second player to commit to the B-bomb side, because you know you're creating gaps elsewhere. And that's a massive kill that Divo finds towards A ramp. Has been answered, however, on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, on WRG, they're actually going to rotate a player out, even with full ramp info. They're actually still going to rotate a player out to B side, and as soon as they say that, the exec's going to come in. And Zox is going to be able to help his teammates on the side. That is awesome, and good crossfire setup from WRG means that the kills can go their way, but it's actually going to be the opposite. Doru and Heartbreak going to chime in for a frag apiece, which means it's going to be a 2v2. Just like that, Heartbreak angle, not flash from D&D's flash, rather than he's
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak. Oh my goodness.
That is such a high impact play that he just made there, man. His team was in such strife in that 4 versus 3, backs against the walls. They have to exec into the B bomb side, but there's 2 people defending. They lose their first player on the entry as well, and then Heartbreak with the AWP finds a triple kill. Such high impact frags in that round as the IGL and the AWPA. That was great to see.
I'll destroy it down ramp. I mean down ladder. Press 0. Dean, please. Thank you. Oh,
and look go. And look, just the eco around here once again, but that's nothing to stop at, right? However, let's use this opportunity to talk about chocolate. No, I'm joking. Let's use this opportunity to remind everyone we have a giveaway open at the moment. It's a 250 Rand Steam voucher that's up for grabs this fine-ass evening. And yeah, just the keyword for that is Yorba. If you want to throw your name into the hat. If you've entered already, enter again. No, don't enter again. You'll be taken out. In fact, Nick, let's run a scam here. Let's get everyone to enter twice, and you and I only enter once, and then we split the voucher. That's big brain.
I mean, 61 capsules between the two of us. I mean, don't mind.
Bruv. We're
we
going to be millionaires in like 50 years.
Because we're going to get like a Navi gold from it. It's
Yeah,
going to cost like
nice.
2,000 Rand. We get 1,000 Rand each. Buy each other dinner one night or something.
Oh.
Each of us get 30 capsules each. And then next thing you know, in 5 years' time, we're going on a nice holiday, make a family together. And next thing you know, we're firing down to the south coast of
Nick,
who knows where.
I'm ready. Let's run off into the sunset, G. It's happening. DNMK, they're starting to run away with this one a little bit. I mean, I know it's only 11-10, but you need to keep in account the fact that they've won 4 consecutive rounds, and this is the big gun round. And Austin, he finds a kill, but it's been traded out, and this is something DNMK love to do. Once they've got the opposite team slightly on the back foot, they want to just continue to pile on the pressure, pile on the misery. Divo slightly ahead of his teammates there, does lose his life, and the responses have come through thick and fast. Shot there by Heartbreak to take down Destroyed. If he goes down to Destroyed, WRG probably win the round. Not to say that they still can't yet. It falls in the 1v3 turn 1v2, but Heartbreak with such a big kill there. 1 health left to his name as well. And Falls has to try and make the street take happen. He's desperately looking for another gun. He's going to trade up for the AK. No util, but he does have a kit. And now it's just about trying to identify these remaining players' locations and positions. We've got the crossfire set up. Kani times his peak, and he brings them all the way down to 12 health. Heartbreak doesn't even need the AWP from this point. And Falls is not getting any entries, not being given anything away right now. Kani is playing this to perfection. Just being an absolute weasel. He does eventually lose his head though. Heartbreak just needs to use his Tech 9. Up close and personal right now. Falls is looking to hunt him down. He's just going to use the audio cues. No time.
Nice try, nice try. I mean, if you imagine he didn't lose so much HP, he wouldn't have been so apprehensive to take some gunfights. But I mean, he's keeping things competitive and super close round. But again, Doru finding the hole in the middle, he's able to get an important frag to turn things DNMK's way in the post plant. And again, a big round coming out from Heartbreak. He was able to get the trade into Destroyed, who was playing back towards Jenny. And then next thing you know, DNMK win another extremely important gun round and push WRG back onto another eco. So it's going back and forth. Destroyed's pushing mid. He's in ladder. No, he's not ladder. He's chosen better off it. And now he's chosen to be put in the grave, into the coffin, into the ground, 6 feet under.
Yeah, it looks like this game is very quickly starting to spiral out of control here for WRG. I mean, they were ahead 11-7, or rather 10-7 at one point, Nick. So the fact that, you know, they're now down 12-10, this game's getting away from them. The next gun round is 13-10. They have to win that gun round, right? Otherwise, lose it 14-10, no money, 15-10, map and match point for DNMK. They don't want to find themselves in that position having lost like 8 or 9 consecutive rounds. So this next gun round, maybe not the be-all and end-all, but certainly not far from it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it starts to get into the super important rounds from WRG in the next coming couple. And
yeah,
I think every misstep, the NMK seem like they're punishing them. I mean, the one player who hasn't been firing on all cylinders tonight has been Kani, but I mean, Divo and Doru, they've been 2 players who've been thrown in the conversation of having absolutely solid series. And from the WRG side, Awesome and Destroy, it's being super solid as well. So carries on like this. The NMK, they look super solid. They've strung a good couple rounds together, important gun rounds at that, and starts to run away with it. But PND is going to try to take things into his own hands, but he's caught in no man's land. Divo, sick frag coming out from him. Another important entry.
Oh, I was going to say, they don't have to commit from here. And Divo was so far away from that HE, but he was so low as well. And these double AWPs are in play right now as well. Kani and Heartbreak with an AWP on the opposite side of the map each, as they look to try and just get some work done. But, oh, the flash is perfect. Destroyed's looking the wrong way. He's too far on the angle, but thankfully it's not going to cost him too much. But Doru, again, he's found the timing, Nick. Constantly, it doesn't matter if it's CT or T side, he's just carving his way through middle. Being an absolute menace here for WRG, and now he's got the flank again. on Falls and Zox. They're certainly not going to be expecting him to make this play. That's for absolutely sure. Where's the bomb going? The bomb's going to the B bomb side. Doru is actually gravitating further and further away. He's going to spot Zox out. That means Falls at least now knows he's in the vicinity. Kind of looking to commit to the plant. He will find it. And now he's got himself the 1v1. Orpa against Orpa. Kani up close with the 5-7. Baits out the shot. And then he's going to swing wide after that. Takes Falls' head off. 14-10. DNMK march on here in the lower bracket as they're now just 2 rounds away from eliminating WRG and booking themselves a date with Sinister 5.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just comes down to Doru, how he's reading the map, how his teammates are doing such a good job at pushing and pulling these teasers. It seems like they're completely negating the fact that there's middle to this map, and he's finding the holes left, right, and center. As you said, CT and T side, he's been making really good work of them. Just in that moment in that 2v2, he finds the flank again, gets another frag, and ultimately Kani wins out the 1v1 at the end of it. But the eco round is actually going to start off in WRG's favor. Awesome's able to trade up to an AK, but Nexus is able to trade up to a double frag, make that a triple, and push the molly, dude. It retakes our promise.
I know, that's a back-breaking play right there. Yes, it's in the anti-eco, or Awesome, he kind of had some investments around, but outside of that, solid frags. Nick, let's use this opportunity to roll the giveaway, unless Zox gives us a reason to interrupt that process. Go ahead and roll it anyway, Mr. Admin. Let's see who's going to be taking in that 250 rand Steam voucher. Zox, looking to have a crack at this clutch right now. Does not have a kit, does not have util, but he has the AK and he has armor. Needs to try and force him out here. Taps the bomb. They're going to be double peeking as well as they start to swing out, and he goes down to Heartbreak's AWP. So that is the end of the round. 15-10. Map and match pointer for DNMK as they're on the verge of eliminating WRG.
Yeah, and this T side on both the maps, I mean, you think back to Mirage, they started on the T side, they look super comfortable, and it just seems like their T sides are absolutely polished. I mean, look at the string of rounds that they're able to string up in this one. WRG have had max loss bonus for a while, and that's when you know things aren't going to go the way, but it does look like they're just going to put the pedal to the metal and start to rush the speed bomb sites. 5 players here. Kanye going to get traded up by Awesome. Rather, it's going to be the reverse. Nexus, he's made the space towards the sides, and he's going to catch Zox looking the wrong way. Destroyed. He's going to make a couple frags for his own. Like that, Astoru and Heartbreak.
Massive.
The 2v3, but Heartbreak, he's going to find time in the smoke, is he?
Always been spotted by Destroy. Massive frags there found to change that 3v4, and they actually don't even lose a single player from that 3 versus 4 position. They find all 4 kills. Big defense there from Destroyed on that B-bomb side. He's going huge right now, Nick. He is 27 and 19. That's top of the server. Divo behind him with 26 kills, but Destroyed just dragging his team through this right now with some impressive individual numbers. Going to be an investment back into this one, Nick. It's not across the board, though. Only Divo who's fully invested, but still some pieces and parts to work with here for DNMK. DNV again been isolated, and now it's Goru and Heartbreak looking to try and charge their way forward. How on earth has the map 10 P250 and Desert Eagle been able to overpower the plethora of rifles that WRG had at their disposal? They've been completely wiped away to the side, and now it's rifles across the board for DNMK in the post plant. Heartbreak will retrieve an AK eventually. Molly going to come through, but hey, he gets out for free anyway. Molly missed the mark regardless. This should be game over. How on earth do Awesome and Zox chime in to make this happen? In fact, now it's just going to have to be Awesome, and he's not long for this world either. DNMK have done the job. They eliminate WRG 2-0, or through a 2-0 victory here in the lower bracket, and they book themselves a date against Sinister 5 next week.
Oh my good. I don't know what about it, but DNMK's T side just seems absolutely flawless. Well, not flawless to say. Obviously, they lost a couple rounds, but the gun rounds that they were winning were convincing at that. Yes, there was a couple, like a 1v1 that came out from Kanye and that, but other than that, it was super well played. Doru pushing and pulling the map and finding the spaces in middle, and ultimately just DNMK. In all honesty, the second half was a stomp. It was an 8-7 in WRG's favor at the end of the first half, and next thing you know, they're losing the game 16-11. And WRG, unfortunately, they're going to book their spot in the 5th, 6th place playoff against Big 5, and DNMK, they're marching on.
What a 5th, 6th playoff game that is, by the way. Like Big 5 versus WRG for 5th and 6th position. I mean, both those teams would have been hoping to make a bit of a deeper run, but it is what it is. Guys, don't go too far. We've got an interview lined up. I'm not sure who it's going to be with or if they're even ready. But yeah, hang around to catch a bit of insight coming from one of the DNMK players, Nick. Lights out performance from DNMK. I mean, you and I were sort of touching that you know, considering the standard we hold them to, they probably haven't been consistently performing at that level. But tonight, we saw the DNMK that we know and love. Like, these guys were just on point. They were sticking to what was working for them. They looked absolutely straight fire on their T side of Mirage as well. Like, that was just a great performance from them all round. And then coming into Vertigo, even though they were down 10-7 in the second half, having lost the pistol round, as soon as they got the rifles on that T side, the rest was history. They won the map 16-11.
Yeah, DNMK just seemed to be their steamroll self. They were able to string really, really important rounds together on Mirage. Confident, comprehensive victory that they win it out. And then everything went their way in Vertigo and things just looking really well for them. And I mean, in all honesty, WRG, they just couldn't hang tonight. They did have a couple individual players popping off here and there. Destroyed as the one to keep him on the second map. He had an absolutely light-out performance. I think at the end of it, he could have been top of the server, if not top 2. But in all honesty, it just happens to be DNMK's day and they're going to win the series out 2-0.
That's exactly it. Guys, we got an interview, so let's see who we're going to be talking to first of all. It's going to be Heartbreak, Mr. Marco himself, the biggest imposter of them all. Welcome, Heartbreak. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory. You guys march on to play Sinister 5. Let's start all the way at the beginning of tonight. You guys pick Mirage coming into the series. A map that you guys have been looking increasingly more comfortable on lately. Is it something that you guys are looking to make a bit of a home pick for yourselves?
Well, Mirage is a map that a lot of teams do play and do not insta-ban, so it's always good to have it practice either way, depending on whether you want to pick it or the enemy team wants to pick it, and we've been feeling really good on it. So we figured we've been beating them on this map. We've been doing really well against other teams on this map, so we might as well pick this map into them. Compared to last week's train in DGL, which didn't go well when they picked Mirage. So we knew we had the upper hand on Mirage, so we went for it.
Yeah, that's definitely something. You said your performance against other teams, which is definitely something to keep in mind, because I remember you had a little cheeky 16-2 with victory, and I was saying, yo, I don't want it to be the same thing, but it was very similar to that. So what do you think comes down? What do you think your success comes down to on Mirage, specifically your T side? Because the T side looks really comfortable. You had a lot of fast rounds, but the trading and the spacing seemed really good. So I just want to know, like, from your side, what does the success come down to? Is it just individual plays? Is it aim? What do you think it comes down to?
It's definitely, those two are definitely in the mix for it, but on Mirage specifically, it's one of the maps that we've practiced the most on. It's where we have the most content on, and then at the same time, against WRG specifically, we knew from watching some games of them against ATK and their previous games against us, we knew exactly what they were planning on doing. So we were kind of able to analyze them, know where to go, know where to hit, and it was working out really well.
I mean, that 4-stack on the pistol round on the CT side was the perfect call.
We knew exactly which smokes were coming. We said deep cat smoke, window smoke, 4-stack B, please.
I mean, they still nearly ran through you guys, but you guys got it across the line in the end. You got that last frag on P&D.
Yeah, Trevor was just hiding Van that. I mean, Kanye was just hiding Van that round. I think he got like a couple of frags, baiting a couple of his teammates, but just Kanye things, you know. It's just
Kanye and the USP as well, bro. Name a more iconic duo. So Marco, you guys win the first map 16-3, like super comfortably. And then you're heading into Vertigo next, which on the broadcast I was saying you guys have picked Vertigo in a few of your series in the past few months. So it's a map that you guys are also very comfortable on.
Yeah, since I started IGLing, we haven't really focused on Vertigo too much. It's always been a map that we can play. And to be honest, it's not the map that we expected them to pick at all.
Okay.
So we were a bit confused and not necessarily prepared on it at all. It was kind of a surprise pick, but we managed to pull it through on it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I wanted to touch on was Doru just seemed to find the holes all the time. Like on CP side, he was coming ladder and stuff like that. So what is it just Jono just having a good eye for the game? Are you telling him what's cracking on the side? Or
every time Jono just walks out of middle and it's like, guys, just wait. And where are you going? A or B? And he doesn't even say. We don't know what's going on. And then
he's like, just wait, guys. I'm getting 3 kills. Just wait.
It's like, guys, just chill.
I'm gonna one tap 3 of them.
We're like, okay. And then we rush A, and he's like, oh, guys, I'm B. And we so he's so focused on that flank, we didn't realize which side he was even going.
Yeah,
they left a big gap by playing 2B every round, or most of the early rounds, for Jono to get through.
Yeah, no, he did a fantastic job with that. Mr. Heartbreak, from your own individual capacity, now shifting away from this particular game, as you already touched on, you've taken over the reins as IGL in recent time. How are you finding the gel with that, man? Are you really starting to enjoy the role? I mean, remember, for anyone who doesn't know, he's also got the AWPing role on his back, so there's quite a few responsibilities you're juggling at the moment. How are you finding the IGL role at the moment?
I'm definitely enjoying it a lot. It took some getting used to, but I think I've gotten to the point where I'm really comfortable with it. At the same time, I have Doru bringing a lot of experience that he gained with ATK to helping me obviously with strats and helping me with defaults.
That's awesome, man. I'm so
We
glad
had
to hear
some
that.
coaching from JT, which was also
Okay.
helping a lot, which was helping us to set up our playstyle properly. And I think all of those components have really added to me how I was going to IGL, and it's really helped me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it's helping it in leaps and bounds. And last question from my side, it just seems like you guys seem to be confident, and obviously Sinister 5 is going to be the next team. I mean, it's just going to come up eventually. So lower brackets still alive. You're in the money now, which is also something we actually didn't touch on tonight at all. But now you're officially in the money. Sin 5 is the next matchup. So how are you feeling coming into that one?
I'm fairly confident going into Sin 5. We feel like we've identified the mistakes we made against them when we lost to them in VS. And we're pretty confident that we can rectify those mistakes to take the map.
Yeah, well, short and sweet. I mean, I guess the sentiment of the message there is, Nick, we've got it. Don't worry, bro.
It's pretty much just like, yeah, we lost, and now we win.
And now we win. That's it. Job done.
That's always the plan.
Okay, well, yeah, I think that's all from my side as well. So you get off the hook relatively scot-free tonight, Mr. Heartbreak. One last question.
It's just unfortunate, but there's just so few rounds to work with. So yeah, like, make it more competitive. And we can speak about 1v5.
Hey, Nick, you called it. You wanted to go to bed at 9. It's 1 minute
I
past 9.
tried to
Yeah,
fix
it was done. It was done before 9. Nick,
Dude,
it was
I'm
done
like,
before
I'm
9.
like, dude, it's going to be 2-0 very quick, but it just doesn't work. And then when we say it's going to be super close competitive, we have like one
It's
team winning
super quick.
16-1 and then
Yeah.
16-4, and we're like, dude, just take it to overtime. Just throw rounds. Just come on, dude. Come on,
I mean-
get in the program, dude. Come on, I'm livid. Watch some CS, dude.
Marco, we need to let Nick go. He needs to take his chill pill. But my last question for you:
Fuming.
Goliath Gaming versus ATK. Are we going to be seeing anything different, or is it more of the same?
I think for a change, Goliath is taking a map of them at least.
Okay, awesome.
I
Alright,
don't
there we
know.
go.
I don't know if it's necessarily going to already be the victory for them. They are definitely looking strong.
Yeah.
But I feel they have what it takes to take a map this time.
Okay, awesome. Well, Mr. Heartbreak, the IGL and Orpa for DNMK, congratulations on your 2-0 win tonight. We'll see you guys next week against Sinister 5 and for a few Among Us Games dates, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that one. But
Risk is the new
definitely,
trade.
yeah, it's risk
Get in
based.
the middle.
Okay, is that what the kids are? Is that what the kids are playing
Yeah,
these days?
Risk
eh?
is-
We'll send you the invite.
It's breaking
Okay.
friendship. You best believe me and Matt are never going to work together again if we play that game.
Well, you're already abandoning me, G. So yeah, that was happening, guys. We're gonna kick this off break. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back again next week, guys, on Tuesday. We have got some banging games coming up. We've got Sinister 5 versus DNMK, and we have ATK versus Goliath Gaming. I mean, just two games that are going to be bringing so much entertainment throughout the weekend, guys. We're starting to come to an end of the competition as well, mind you. We only have 3 matches left now, Nick. 3 matches in total. Winner bracket final, lower bracket final, grand final. No, 4 matches.
4 matches.
Boom, there we go.
Ah,
Maths
so close,
done.
so close.
Subscribe to the channel. Follow Evesports on social media. Follow myself and Nick as well. And we'll be seeing you guys next week. But until then, keep well. Have a great rest of your evenings. And we'll see you soon.